Oh, shit.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Dead Funny Podcast. I'm your host, Chris. Join me today are my co-hosts, Mandy and Cody. Yes, and we are here to bring you guys a podcast. It actually sucks, because, and I'm blaming this on Kelsey, and I know Kelsey normally watches our stuff, so she'll know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this, but she got me so pumped for the next podcast that she was going to be on because I've been telling her that I've been watching this other podcast and talking about these people that were like really motivational to me, and now she's not here to fucking talk about it. And I'm pretty upset about it.
So now you got to hold on to it for another week.
I mean, you can
I don't know if I
talk
can.
about it
No,
in
I
a
was going to just talk to you guys
silent
about it, and she's just gonna have to miss the fuck out. So I don't know what her problem is. She should have been here. Just joking. Just joking.
Chris, what's the podcast called? I'm interested in an authentic way.
So I'm kind of on the fence about this because this podcast gets looked at in a lot of negative light.
I'm
Okay.
getting more worried about this. I'm starting to feel like I'm going to learn something about you.
I don't know. I don't know. It's not that bad. But it gets looked at in a negative light because the person who it is and the kind of stuff that they talk about and the kind of stuff they believe in. But it's just that they have like a different person on every single time, so you get to hear all these different perspectives. But anyways, it's the Joe Rogan experience. I'm not a big Joe Rogan.
Oh,
Okay. No, actually, I have thoughts on this.
So I'm not a big Joe Rogan fan. So obviously you have all these people from the fucking dark web or whatever they call it, the collective mind of the dark web or whatever the fuck it is, with like Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, all them.
Yeah, he brings some weird people on.
Yeah, their overall whole like political views and all that. Like some of that's interesting to me, some of it's not. I don't really choose to get political on fucking the internet because that's the terrible thing to do. But
Yeah.
some of the stuff they talk about is just really interesting. So the one that drew me is I'm a huge Kevin Hart fan. I fucking love Kevin Hart. Dude's amazing. I'm a big stand-up comedy kind of guy, which is where I knew Joe Rogan from before he was like fucking Fear Factor Joe Rogan. Hi, I'm Joe Rogan. So I was pretty interested about that. So I watched that one, and Kevin Hart, like fucking A. Just listen to him, it's just like motivation. I was like, this fucking guy right here. Like, I fucking love Kevin Hart. He is so fucking cool. One of the things that he was talking about that I thought was really interesting is that he was extremely broke being a comedian, and then whenever he started getting money, he was still broke, and he didn't understand why. It's because he was buying like fucking his mama a house, his brother a house, his dad a house. So he's like,
Wonder where all that money went.
right, exactly. He's like, I didn't understand money. He goes, but that's the issue is like you don't learn that in school. You physically don't. So like he's actually taking a break these next 2 years and is literally taking like a team of financial advisors and shit and going to high schools across America to teach these kids to try to give them like a lesson to be like, look, I fucked up big time. He's like, I literally stopped getting credit cards in the mail because I had like 30 of them maxed out. This might be information that goes over your head. This might be information that you don't want, but at least he's like, the way I look at it is there's not a school that's going to be like, oh yeah, we won't let Kevin Hart come talk at our school. He goes, so let's use that as a power to be able to hopefully get some knowledge to these kids and hopefully make them make better decisions as they get older. And it's not like he's just got like random people. Like he's actually got like really fucking smart people about finance and money. And he's like, I'm going to try to find a way to make it interactive and fun for the kids. So hopefully they walk away with anything, just literally anything, because it's not taught in school.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's an issue for like middling success, like celebrity stuff or entertainment stuff, where like you're not getting a consistent paycheck and you're not getting benefits and you don't get a retirement. There's just like, here's $1 million, now live the rest of your life. How do you handle that? Because it's like the same issue that like a lot of pro sports people have. Like,
for sure, because
if you're
they come
not
straight out of fucking high school and college and shit, and they don't have no classes like that, and now all of a sudden
and
they're
they
making
buy a
10
bunch
million,
of cars
they
and
buy
houses,
cars,
and then all of a sudden,
houses, jewelry, fucking everything. Yeah, absolutely.
Can't afford the upkeep on any of the stuff there.
No.
I was actually watching an interview with a comic book artist that I like, and his wife was hilarious, and she was talking about how she was like, yeah, if you're in this industry, she's like, every time you make she's like, I think the expression she said was save a nickel for every dime, or, and basically saying 50% of what you make, if you're like in one of these weird, not steady work income, that has to go right in a bank account labeled when I get hurt, when I don't work for a year, because that might happen. Yeah. And that's definitely true. That's and just in general, people don't learn about how to handle money. But if you're salaried, it's a little bit less of a big deal.
Yep.
Well, hopefully if you're salaried, you've at least gone through, I don't know, some business class that has taught you like, hey, This is kind of what money does versus like what we were saying with entertainment and
Like just high school.
sports, entertainment,
Oh, yeah.
sports. A lot of them, if they come straight out of high school, going straight into professional, yeah, they're not getting any chance of having that financial information given to them. And half the time, you're not going to get it in college either if you're taking certain majors. So,
Yeah, for sure, absolutely, it's crazy. I just and just to hear him like, I mean, I want to do this. Like, I want to take time off to do this, and I was like, that's fucking awesome. And then like he was talking
Yeah.
about his new uh, multivitamin that he's going to be having coming out, and it was funny because he's talking to Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan's like, "Wait, you actually try this stuff?" He's like, Joe Rogan, yes, I try this stuff." He's like, "If my name's going to be on the bottle, I want people to be able to look at me and be like, I am a product of my own product. Like, if it's not good enough for me, it doesn't need to be on the shelf." And I was just like, and he's like, "I got like all these top people." He's like, "I've heard from the people who have done it the worst way. I've heard from the people who've done it the best way. I've heard what works. I heard what's safe." He's like, "I mean, I got collective minds. I want this shit to be good and good for you." And it's like, I was like, I might buy that. I might physically fucking buy that when it comes out.
I mean, that's a good way to be if you're going to be that kind of celebrity who's endorsing things. I mean,
oh yeah,
you don't want to be like, oh, well, this one celebrity I really like endorsed this and it gave me skin cancer.
yeah, right.
Like, that probably doesn't look too good on that celebrity.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty cool. I mean, he's always been like, I want heart to mean more than just comedy. Like, my last name will be a legacy of what I build, you know? And he's like, I just want to put different stuff on it. There was that one, and then, oh my God, like, he's such an awkward guy to fucking do a podcast with. There was just certain times where, like, Joe Rogan would say something, and he wouldn't even give him a response. But someone who I've always kind of wanted to dive into and learn about, and I never have, and I'm so glad I watched this podcast because I have, like, so much respect for this person, is Elon Musk. Fucking A. I want a Tesla so goddamn bad. I want a Tesla so fucking bad. Like, oh my God. And it was before I watched the podcast. Like, I'm a huge Rooster Teeth fan. Everybody knows that. And Bernie's got a Tesla, and Gus has got a Tesla. So all my favorite people there have Teslas. And I'm like, I want a fucking Tesla. And then I'm watching him, and he's talking about all the shit that Teslas do and, like, how it's, you know, better, obviously, for the earth and shit. And I was just like, I want a Tesla so fucking bad, man.
Yeah, and then you look at how much they cost.
Yes, yes, you do.
I
It's
want to
like,
save
fuck.
the earth, but this is really expensive.
He was just talking about like crazy lawsuits that they've been in, where like this one guy was using the fact that it can drive him basically to work, taking the highways and shit, and that he fell asleep behind the wheel of the car, and then was trying to sue them because his car basically, he blamed the scent of the car. He said the scent of the car was too relaxing that it made him fall asleep.
People are
Well,
so
there's no
dumb.
engine noise, you know?
That too. So like Elon Musk said that they're programming into all the newer updates. Like basically, it's gonna have like a hand register on the steering wheel, and the moment your hands go off the steering wheel and it's in autopilot mode, the car's literally gonna start slowing down and pull over to the side of the road, turn the flashers on, and just start honking.
I thought you were gonna say it was gonna release like some really nasty
Right, really
smell.
nasty smell. That'd be fucking hilarious. Well, it's funny because Joe Rogan's like, could you program, you know, like a voice in it? Elon Musk is like, I can program whatever I want into it. And then he's like, you should have it
believe
where
that.
it's all like, hey, fuck face, wake up. Like, I was like, that'd be great.
I want to program Gordon Ramsay yelling at me.
Right, that'd be pretty great.
Just
Oh,
one of his like really good insults,
man.
telling me to wake up.
So it's funny, me and my best friend, like, obviously we're best friends because we fucking watch some of the same shit, but it was funny because, like, we had, like, a month span where, like, I would text him, and I'd be like, bro, this fucking Gordon Ramsay video I was just watching was fire, dude. He's like, dude, I've literally been watching nothing but Gordon Ramsay for, like, the last month. And the same thing happened with Joe Rogan podcast. I was like, dude, I don't know if you fucking would like to hear a fucking 4-hour podcast, but fucking this podcast right here. He's like, you're watching the Joe Rogan Experience too? And I was like, oh my God. Like, we just got that click. So when we were in the Gordon Ramsay one, my favorite one that he had is he went to go help this fucking restaurant out. And
Was this like Kitchen Nightmares or
Hotel Hell.
no, it's not Hotel
one of
Hell.
his other ones?
It's the one where he's saving dying restaurants. Is that
Yeah,
Kitchen
it's-
Nightmares?
Kitchen
I think so,
Nightmares.
yeah.
Okay. So he's there, and it's like this fucking guy that's just so into himself. Like, he thinks he's the best fucking cook. Da 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 da. And he's also the manager. And he's sitting there talking to him. He's all like, "There's no one in here. There's no one in here. You want to know why? Because your food fucking sucks. I'm here to tell you your food fucking sucks." And dude's like, whatever, my food doesn't suck. There's been plenty of nights in here where I've been called you. Yeah, that's right. People call me the famous Gordon Ramsay. And he's like, oh yeah? He's like, you're just a stupid, stuck-up dumbass. And then the guy looks at Gordon Ramsay and goes, oh yeah, well if I'm that, then you are too, because there's no difference between me and you. And Gordon Ramsay goes, there is a difference between me and you. And he's like, oh yeah, what's that? He goes, I can fucking cook. I was like, got him, dude. Shut the fuck up and sit down. Got him.
I know
Oh,
exactly which one you're talking about
So
because
good.
I will go on Kitchen Nightmares like binges
They're
because
so
I
good.
love that
they're
show.
so good.
They're amazing. And
Oh.
it's also the reason why I'm not going to let Cody use our retirement money
Okay.
to have a
Hear me
Hear
restaurant.
me out here, Chris. I have
Restaurant.
this idea for a restaurant. It's called Bistro Bros.
No.
Me and my friend from college are going to open it. He has a food
The
science
name
degree.
already sounds bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Shut up! It's a
Thank
great
you.
name. It's gonna be called Bistro Bros. We're gonna open it in the middle of nowhere.
Oh my
We're
God.
both gonna be the head cooks. Neither one of us have any culinary experience. Do you want to invest all of your money into this?
Absolutely not. I
I already have an
I will go
investor. I
broke
already
in
guessed.
dead money before I even invest
Wait.
a penny into fucking Bistro Bros.
But what happened to the idea of naming them all after like D&D things, like Goblin Snot Coffee?
That's the coffee shop I'm gonna open, not the restaurant. Man. Do you even pay attention to my plans?
No, I don't.
Oh my gosh! They're two completely different business ventures.
She has to get past the well survival guide to get to that
Oh my
chapter
Right.
of the business plans. Good lord.
Uh,
I
I
think that's the one
would
thing
love
I've
to open a
never wanted to
restaurant.
like even think about opening was a restaurant.
That's
what is a
smart.
restaurant?
Yeah.
It would be the best. Okay, here's the problem. I don't actually want to open a restaurant. What I want to do is open the diner from Gilmore Girls, and then I just want to become a character from Gilmore Girls. The problem is that show's not real, and so it doesn't work that way. But what I
Cody
want,
would be the worst person to win the lottery. It would be nothing but expenses of him like living out childhood fantasies. That's all
it
it
would
would.
just be gone.
And it would be like he would literally hire a whole staff to work at this restaurant for one fucking day, just so he can live out this fucking fantasy. Like he would have like the world's like fucking whatever tallest roller coaster, or some shit built so he can ride it once and then have it tore down. Like it would literally be just a whole bunch of unnecessary shit. You'd be broke so fucking. You might need to holler at Kevin Hart and see how to spend your money before you go on these
Right.
ventures.
He'd probably hire the girls from Gilmore Girls to just like stop in for a 5-minute cameo.
I feel like that
Yep.
would be creepy. I think it would. I don't think I could pull it off and not be like, I want to smell your hair. Will you sign my face so I don't watch it anymore? I love you.
Gross.
I'm just saying, I don't think there's a way for me to not be that fan.
I didn't do
This is
Gilmore
why I don't meet
Girls.
celebrities.
Dude, you know what? I always
It's not too late. It's all on Netflix.
It is 100% too late. I used to not think that I was that kind of person. I always thought like if I ran into like a celebrity or somebody like I really admired, like I would be okay. I'd be able to just like contain myself. And I still haven't like really done that. I mean, I kind of met Rob Liefeld, which I was a little bit awestruck for sure because that's the fucking creator of Deadpool. But I was kind of still like okay. I was able to like talk.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was ever to meet Bernie Burns from Rooster Teeth, I would lose my shit. Like that dude is my fucking like hero. That's my idol. I used to listen to his fucking blogs and literally take every single word fucking seriously. Like that dude has changed my fucking life. He's the motivation and what I put into fucking Dead Funny easily.
Yeah.
But my biggest freak out was going to see the Falcons play for the first time and knowing, and I hadn't even touched the field. It was me and my buddy Nick. We drove up to, because they were playing in Green Bay, so we drove out to Lambeau Fields. It was my first time being in Lambeau Fields, which is an amazing, beautiful stadium. We had to park so fucking far away that I mean, it was such a fucking walk to get to the stadium. It was crazy. But the entire time, like once we got in stadium view, I was just like, I instantly turned into fucking fanboy Chris. It was instant. I was like, Julio Jones is in that stadium right now. Me and him are like this many feet apart right now. Like I was, because like he literally had to talk me out of like bringing in my ball to get it signed and shit like that. He's like, bro, you got to understand. The away team doesn't sign anything. That's not how that works. This isn't their stadium. Even if they win, it's all respect. They don't do signings at an away stadium. And I was just like, but maybe if I throw it at him, he'll like catch it. And then I'll be like, yo, can you
and
sign
then I'll
it?
go to jail
and,
throwing something at somebody.
then I'll be like, yo, can you sign it? I'm not gonna- It's his job to catch shit. Oh my god, I was so just awestruck because it's like it's really hard because like being a football fan, like there's so many players that just do dumb shit, and then so many players that do unforgettable shit
Yeah.
off field. And to have somebody like Julio Jones, who's just always been like this fucking straight up guy and fucking just there for the fucking team, like he got hurt during that game, pretty fucking bad, honestly. And like the entire time, they would like grab him and they'd sit him down on the fucking bench, and the moment the coaches turned their backs to like look at the field, he'd get up and try to start working it out. And then like you'd see him doing it for like 2 minutes, and like one of the coaches would like slowly take a look back and see him doing it, and then they'd walk over
Like,
and be like,
no, no, no,
sit
no,
down,
no."
sit down. And then as soon as they went back to he got right back up and started trying to work out that fucking ankle again. Now it's all like, I mean, I just fucking love that kind of shit, like that kind of motivation. So he's always been my favorite fucking player, and I was just like, oh my god, he's on the field in front of me. But I don't even take pictures. It's not something I do, and I probably have like 700 pictures of that fucking just Julio Jones. It wasn't even of the game. It was just Julio at different points. Like,
It was just
here's
Just
Julio
zoom
sitting.
in.
Here's Julio catching the ball. Here's Julio waving at someone that's not me. Like, ugh. It was great.
I don't know that I've ever met a celebrity, but I just kind of think I don't know what I would say. And whenever you hear a celebrity like talk about meeting somebody, you never hear them say, "I met this fan and he said something interesting that stuck with me." It's
Yeah.
always like, "I met this fan, he was sweaty
Yep.
and he looked at me weird and I wanted to leave." And I'm like, "Why are we doing this?"
See, I would like to think that I'm not going to be like that kind of person. And I guess we'll put that to the test when we're going to go see Game Grumps and Mabim Bam live
Boom,
in
boom.
the next couple months. So we'll see. Not meeting them, but like,
Yeah,
Going
we'll,
to the show.
we'll
if
be
we
in the
have
same
option,
place.
I'm like, I'll just
Um,
pretend like I don't know them.
No, but I'm hoping I would be cool because my dad has proof of what happens when you meet your heroes. He is the biggest fan of Rush. And like I think they did their farewell tour recently, so like they're not playing anymore. And he's followed them since the 80s. And he finally got a chance to take a picture with like a meet and greet. And he has it framed in his office. And I love my dad, but he's the biggest nerd. He's sitting there like this. Just like, and he's like, I didn't speak. I couldn't say anything. I was just like, hi.
Well, I think one of the issues with the meet and greets
Beautiful.
where that comes into play, and I felt this heat whenever I was meeting Rob Liefeld, because I only asked him like 2 questions, and honestly I would ask him more. It's just more along the lines that you're in line. So there are
Yeah,
people behind
right.
you. So you literally don't have too much time to have the kind of conversation you would want to have, and you also don't want to act like a jackass and take up his time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because it's like the longer I'm standing here, the longer you're going to be here because you have that many more people to sign behind me versus me just like, okay, cool, yeah, nice to meet you, da-da-da-da-da. Because like I was extremely nervous meeting Rob Liefeld, even though, like I said, I mean, he's cool and all. He's definitely not one of my top idols, but he made my favorite Marvel character of all time. So he's got a lot of respect from me. I mean, I even
Yeah.
fucking follow him on Twitter. And like whenever I went to take my picture with him, like I was like standing away from him, and he's all like, "Get in here. We're like family. What are you doing? Like, why are you so far over there?" You know, like 'cause I was like that kind of nervous, you know. So then it went from like there was like a solid like 5 feet between me and him to where like our shoulders are fucking touching while we're taking a picture, and I was just like, okay, this is cool. So
People like that when they're doing meet and greets, or like it's so cool to see celebrities and people like that who are just so chill
oh yeah, for
with
sure.
that kind of stuff. Because you see people, oh gosh, I can't remember, but I've seen pictures of singers and stuff doing meet and greets, and they are like 3 feet away from the other person at all times, which are like the most awkward photos ever. But then the ones that are just like, yeah, cool, come on in close. Like, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks
brought
for
me behind the
and
like,
acting
fucking
like we're
table and
people.
everything. Yeah, it was fucking cool. And like even what was a really cool experience about Rob Liefeld is like not even is it just that he's into it, but his family is too. So like his wife was there. She was
Aw.
like running his Instagram, running around, getting fucking like a long video of everybody that was in line waiting to get their shit signed. When I got up there, his daughter took my phone and like took the pictures for me and shit like that. So I got to like literally just stand there next to him, and she took the pictures for us. And yeah, it was really cool to like see his family's there doing. I'm pretty sure they probably get sick and tired of it all the time though. I mean, dude fucking made a D-list villain blow up. I mean, at this point, fucking Deadpool's so goddamn popular. I'm pretty sure he's on tons of fucking shit. So The only thing that sucked though was like the way that my comic, because it was my first Comic Con, and my whole journey was to get. I had one item comic book related on my bucket list, and that was to get the first comic book Deadpool was ever in, issue number 98, New Mutants, first introduction, signed by Rob Liefeld and Stan Lee. Definitely by Stan Lee before he passed away. That was like my bucket list thing, and I got that opportunity. I was so excited.
Really?
About it. Yep. So I have actually Stan Lee's signature and Rob Liefeld's signature.
Oh, that's so great.